What if the secret to capturing a man's heart isn't what you think? Forget the cliches about looks or charm. Men choose women based on how they feel in their presence. It's not about being perfect. It's about sparking the right emotions that make him see you as the one. Imagine a man walking away from a date, not thinking about your outfit or your smile, but how you made his heart race and his soul feel alive. That's the power of emotional connection. Want to know the 4 feelings that drive men to commit? Hit that subscribe button for Date Guide, and let's dive in. You're about to discover why men fall in love, and it's not what most dating advice tells you. The truth is, men are wired to connect on a deeper level, not just with their eyes, but with their hearts. When a man chooses a partner, he's chasing feelings that make him feel secure, excited, valued, and inspired. These aren't random emotions. They're the foundation of every lasting relationship. In this video, we're breaking down the emotional triggers that make a man say, "She's different. She's the one I want." So, let's get into why emotional connection is the real game changer. First, let's debunk a myth. Men aren't as shallow as pop culture makes them out to be. Sure, physical attraction matters. Who doesn't notice a great smile or a confident vibe? But that's just the spark, not the fire. What keeps a man invested is how you make him feel when he's with you. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who wasn't your type on paper, but their energy, their laugh, their way of making you feel understood just pulled you in? That's what men experience, too. They're drawn to women who create an emotional experience that lingers long after the date ends. Emotional connection isn't about grand gestures or playing mind games. It's about creating a space where a man feels safe, seen, and genuinely excited to be himself. When you tap into this, you're not just another date. You're someone he can't stop thinking about. The 4 feelings we'll cover in this series, comfort, attraction, respect, and inspiration, are like the pillars of a strong relationship. Get these right, and you're not chasing him. He's choosing you. Let's explore why these feelings matter so much, and how they shape a man's decision to commit. Why do emotions trump everything else? Because men, like women, are human. They crave connection, not just competition or surface-level attraction. Society often paints men as logical or detached, but that's far from the truth. Men feel deeply. They just express it differently. When a man feels a certain way around you, it's like a signal in his brain that says, "This is worth pursuing." It's not about manipulating those feelings. It's about understanding what makes him tick and showing up authentically to create them. Let's start with the big picture. Men want to feel good. That sounds simple, but it's profound. When a man is around a woman who makes him feel alive, understood, and motivated, he's hooked. It's not about being the loudest or the most glamorous in the room. It's about being the one who makes him feel like the best version of himself. That's where the magic happens. Emotional connection is a glue that turns a casual date into a lifelong partner. And the best part? You don't need to change who you are to make this happen. So, what does emotional connection look like in action? It's the way you listen when he talks about his dreams, not just nodding but really hearing him. It's the way you laugh at his terrible jokes, not because you have to, but because you genuinely enjoy his quirky side. It's the subtle moments, like a knowing glance across a crowded room, that make him feel like you're in this together. These moments build a bond that goes beyond the surface, and they're rooted in the 4 feelings we'll dive into later in this series. Now, you might be thinking, but don't men care about looks or status? Sure, those things can catch his eye, but they don't hold his heart. Studies show that men prioritize emotional compatibility over physical traits when choosing a long-term partner. A 2019 study from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that emotional warmth and kindness ranked higher than physical attractiveness for men seeking serious relationships. Why? Because emotions create trust, and trust is the bedrock of love. When a man feels emotionally safe, he's more likely to open up and commit. Let's be real. Building emotional connection isn't always easy. We live in a world of swipes, ghosting, and instant gratification. It's tempting to focus on quick fixes, like the perfect outfit or a witty one-liner, to grab his attention. But those are fleeting. What lasts is the feeling he gets when he's with you. If he walks away from conversation thinking, "I can't wait to see her again," you've already won half the battle. That's the power of tapping into his emotions, not just his eyes. So, how do you create this emotional connection? It starts with authenticity. You can't fake these feelings. They come from being genuine. Men can sense when you're trying too hard or putting on a show. Instead, focus on being present. Ask yourself, how can I make him feel comfortable being himself? How can I show I value who he is? These questions shift the focus from impressing him to connecting with him. And that's where the 4 feelings we'll cover come into play. Before we dive into those feelings in the next parts, let's talk about why this matters for you. When you understand what drives a man's heart, you're not just playing a guessing game. You're empowered. You're not chasing his approval. You're creating a space where mutual connection thrives. This isn't about changing yourself to fit his mold. It's about bringing out the best in both of you. When you focus on emotional connection, you're building something real, something that lasts beyond a first date or the honeymoon phase. Think of it like this. Every great love story starts with a spark, but it's the emotional fire that keeps it burning. The 4 feelings we'll explore, comfort, attraction, respect, and inspiration, are the fuel for that fire. They're not tricks or hacks. They're the natural result of showing up as your authentic self and meeting him where he is. In the next part, we'll break down each feeling and show you exactly how it works in a man's mind. What if you could make a man feel so connected to you that he can't imagine life without you? It's not about playing games or chasing perfection. It's about sparking for specific feelings that make him choose you over and over again. These feelings, comfort, attraction, respect, and inspiration, are the secret sauce to a man's heart. Today, we're diving deep into what these feelings mean, why they matter, and how you can bring them to life authentically. Want to know how to become unforgettable? Hit that subscribe button for Date Guide, and let's unlock the emotions that make men commit. We're focusing on the 4 key feelings that drive a man's decision to choose a partner. These aren't just random emotions. They're the building blocks of a deep, lasting connection. When a man feels these in your presence, he's not just interested. He's hooked. He's thinking, this is the woman I want by my side. Let's break down each feeling, explore why it's so powerful, and give you practical ways to create it naturally. By the end, you'll know exactly how to make a man feel something so real, he won't let you go. First up, comfort. This is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Men want to feel at ease with you, like they can let their guard down and be themselves without fear of judgment. Comfort isn't about being boring or predictable. It's about creating a safe space where he feels understood. Think about the last time you felt truly relaxed with someone. That's the vibe men crave. When a man feels comfortable, he opens up. He shares his dreams, his fears, and his quirks. That's when you know you're building something real. How do you create comfort? It starts with being approachable. Listen actively when he talks. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. Nod, ask follow-up questions, and show genuine curiosity about his world. For example, if he mentions a tough day at work, don't jump to advice. Say something like, that sounds intense. What was the toughest part for you? This shows you care about his experience. Avoid criticism early on, especially about small things like his taste in music or his goofy hobbies. Embracing his quirks makes him feel safe, and safety breeds connection. Another way to build comfort? Be authentic yourself. Men can sense when you're putting on a front, and it makes them uneasy. Share a little about your own vulnerabilities, like a funny story about a time you messed up. It shows you're human, and it invites him to do the same. Comfort isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. When he feels like he can be himself around you, he's already halfway to choosing you. Next, let's talk about attraction. This isn't just about physical looks. Though a smile or confident posture can catch his eye, true attraction is a mix of emotional and physical chemistry that makes his heart race. It's the spark he feels when you laugh at his joke, or the way his eyes light up when you share a passion of his. Attraction is what makes him think, there's something about her I can't shake. It's the energy that pulls him closer, even when he can't explain why. To spark attraction, focus on being engaging. Show enthusiasm for the things you love, whether it's your favorite book, a hobby, or a cause you care about. Passion is magnetic. If you're talking about something that lights you up, he'll feel that energy and be drawn to it. For example, if you love cooking, don't just say, I cook sometimes. Share a story about the time you nailed a tricky recipe or burned a cake and laughed it off. It's these moments that make you relatable and irresistible. Physical cues matter too, but keep it subtle. Maintain eye contact when you talk. It shows confidence and creates connection. A light touch on his arm during a laugh can amplify the moment, but don't overdo it. The goal is to create a vibe where he feels excited to be around you, not overwhelmed. Attraction grows when you're confident in your own skin, so own who you are. When you're comfortable with yourself, he'll feel that pull naturally. Now let's move to respect. This is huge for men. They want a partner who values their principles, efforts, and individuality. Respect isn't about agreeing with everything he says. It's about showing you see him as a person worth admiring. When a man feels respected, he feels like you're on his team. It's a game changer because it builds trust and makes him want to invest in you emotionally. How do you show respect? Acknowledge his efforts, even the small ones. If he's working hard at his job or trying to improve himself, say something like, "I really admire how dedicated you are to that." It shows you notice his grind. Avoid belittling his opinions, even if you disagree. Instead, say, "I see where you're coming from. Here's how I look at it." This keeps the conversation open and respectful. Men also feel respected when you value their boundaries. If he needs space or time, honor that without taking it personally. Respect goes both ways, of course. You're not here to stroke his ego endlessly. You deserve respect too. But when you show you value his character, he's more likely to reciprocate. It's like planting a seed for mutual admiration that grows over time. A man who feels respected will go out his way to make you feel valued in return. Finally, inspiration. Men are drawn to women who motivate them to be better, without preaching or pushing. Inspiration is about bringing out his potential, making him feel like he can conquer the world with you by his side. It's not about fixing him. It's about encouraging his growth. When a man feels inspired, he sees you as a partner in his journey, not just a fling. To inspire him, share your own goals and passions. Talk about what drives you, whether it's your career, a creative project, or a personal mission. Your ambition will spark his. For example, if you're training for a marathon, share your progress and why it matters to you. He'll be motivated by your dedication. Also, celebrate his wins, no matter how small. If he lands a new client or finally fixes that leaky faucet, say, "That's awesome, you killed it." It shows you believe in him. Inspiration also comes from positivity. Nobody's perfect, but a woman who approaches life with optimism and resilience is a magnet. When you handle challenges with grace, like laughing off a bad day or finding a silver lining, you inspire him to do the same. He'll start to see you as someone who elevates his life, and that's a powerful reason to choose you. These 4 feelings, comfort, attraction, respect, and inspiration, are the emotional blueprint for a man's heart. They're not about changing who you are. They're about showing up authentically and creating a connection that feels effortless. In our next video, we'll talk about how to put these feelings into action with practical tips for building a relationship that lasts. For now, focus on being the woman who makes him feel safe, excited, valued, and inspired. That's the secret to being unforgettable. Ready for more? Like this video and subscribe to Date Guide for the next steps in mastering love. What if you could turn those powerful feelings, comfort, attraction, respect, and inspiration, into actions that make a man choose you every single day? It's not about chasing him or trying to be someone you're not. It's about showing up authentically and creating a connection that feels like magic. In this video, we're taking the 4 feelings we've explored and breaking down exactly how to bring them to life in your relationships. Ready to make him feel like you're the one he can't live without? Hit that subscribe button for Date Guide, and let's make it happen. Now that you know the 4 feelings, comfort, attraction, respect, and inspiration that drive a man's heart, let's talk about how to put them into action. These aren't tricks or shortcuts. They're practical ways to show up as your best self and build a bond that lasts. The beauty of this approach? It's not about changing who you are. It's about amplifying qualities that make you unique and using them to create a connection that feels effortless and real. Let's dive into how you can cultivate each feeling and make him see you as his dream partner. Starting with comfort. You want him to feel like he's found a safe haven in you, someone who can be real with no masks needed. To do this, focus on being present and approachable. When you're together, put your phone down and give him your full attention. It sounds simple, but it's huge. If he's sharing a story about his day, don't just nod, engage. Say something like, "Wow, that must have felt so good to nail that project." Or, "That sounds tough. What kept you going?" These responses show you're listening and you care. Another way to build comfort is to share a bit of your own world. Open up about something small, like a time you felt nervous before a big moment or a silly mistake you laughed off. This invites him to do the same. For example, if you're grabbing coffee, you might say, "I totally spilled coffee on my shirt before a meeting once. Such a mess." It's light, relatable, and shows you're not perfect, which makes him feel safe to be himself. Avoid judgment at all costs. Teasing his love for cheesy action movies might seem fun, but it can make him clam up. Instead, say, "That's awesome. Tell me about your favorite one." Comfort grows when he feels accepted. Now, let's talk about attraction. This is about creating that spark that keeps him thinking about you long after you're gone. It's not just about looking good, though confidence in your style helps. It's about emotional energy. Be passionate about something in your life, whether it's your job, a hobby, or even your love for spicy food. Passion is contagious. If you're excited about a new art project, share the story behind it. "I stayed up all night painting this. It's messy, but I love how it's turning out." He'll feel your energy and be drawn to it. Small gestures amplify attraction too. Smile during a light moment. It's warm and inviting. Maintain eye contact when he's talking. It shows you're locked in. If you're feeling bold, a playful touch, like brushing his arm when you laugh, can send a spark without being over the top. The key is to be yourself, not a performance. If you're naturally witty, let that shine. If you're more reserved, own your quiet confidence. Attraction happens when he feels your unique vibe and can't get enough of it. Next up, respect. This is about showing him you value who he is, his efforts, his values, his individuality. One of the best ways to do this is to acknowledge his wins, big or small. If he's been grinding at work, say, "I'm so impressed by how hard you're pushing. That's not easy." It shows you see his effort. Even something small like him fixing something around the house deserves a nod. "You're so handy. That's awesome." These moments make him feel appreciated, which is a cornerstone of respect. Respect also means honoring his perspective, even when you don't agree. If you're debating something like where to eat, don't dismiss his choice. Instead, try, "I get why you picked that spot. Here's why I'm leaning this way." It keeps things collaborative, not combative. And don't forget boundaries. If he needs a night to recharge or focus on a project, don't push. Say, "Totally get it. Let me know when you're free." This shows you respect his space, which makes him value you even more. Mutual respect is a two-way street, so expect the same from him. Finally, inspiration. This is about being the woman who makes him want to be his best self. You don't need to lecture or push him. Just live your life in a way that motivates him naturally. Share your goals with enthusiasm. If you're working toward promotion, tell him what drives you. "I'm so excited about this project. It's a big step for me." Your ambition will inspire him to step up in his own life. When he shares his dreams, cheer him on. If he's thinking about starting a side hustle, say, "That sounds incredible. I bet you'd crush it." It shows you believe in his potential. Positivity is a huge part of inspiration. Life throws curveballs, but how you handle them matters. If you miss a deadline or have a bad day, laugh it off. "Well, that was a mess, but tomorrow's a fresh start." Your resilience will rub off on him. Be his cheerleader, not his coach. Celebrate his progress. Like if he's been hitting the gym, "You're killing it. I can see how much stronger you're getting." These moments make him feel like you're his partner in growth, not just a bystander. Here's the best part. You don't need to force any of this. These actions, listening to build comfort, sharing your passion for attraction, acknowledging his efforts for respect, and living boldly for inspiration, come from being your authentic self. You're not manipulating him. You're creating a space where both of you can thrive. When you focus on these feelings, you're not just winning his heart. You're building a relationship where you both feel valued and alive. Think about it. Every great love story is built on moments that feel real. It's the late night talks where you both open up, the shared laughs over something silly, the quiet support when life gets tough. That's what these four feelings create. You're not chasing him. You're inviting him into a connection that feels like home. And when he feels that, he's not going anywhere. So, how do you start? Pick one feeling to focus on this week. Maybe it's listening more deeply to create comfort or sharing a passion to spark attraction. Small steps lead to big results. As you practice, you'll notice him light up and you'll feel more confident too. This isn't just about him choosing you. It's about building a bond where you both choose each other every day. Ready to take your relationships to the next level? Keep practicing these principles, and you'll see how powerful they are. Share your own tips or success stories in the comments. We'd love to hear them. And if you found this helpful, give this video a like and subscribe to Date Guide for more ways to create connections that last. Let's keep building love that feels real